So Corey has made a video about the strange nature of sound. Strange because it seems to require the participation of ears in order for it to be sound. Certainly we can measure the propagation of wave patterns through air with instruments that we can infer do not hear the sound but merely measure it based on the parameters that we've given it. But for there to be sound, for there to be the experience of hearing, obviously there have to be ears, and so sound itself is not a physical thing. It's what emerges out of the relationship between sentient organisms, which are also physical, and air and vibration. Similar to rainbows, which emerge out of the relationship between eyes, water droplets in the sky, and sunlight. Um, but I would almost go a step further and say that matter itself, whatever it is, can only be understood coherently, at least, as that which is touchable, that which is seeable, in short, that which is sensible. Now, for most materialists, scientific materialists, matter is that which exists independent of any experience or consciousness or sentience or sensation. And I think that's sort of an incoherent, or gives rise to an incoherent ontology, where you say, okay, there's human consciousness on the one hand, or just experience on the one hand that some organisms have of the world, and then there's the world itself, and that world itself exists no matter what, and it has certain stable, solid properties which exist independently of any of the organisms which perceive it. And the reason this is a problem is because most of, or in fact all of the world as we know it, is a result of how it emerges in relation to our organism, to our living, sentient, conscious organism. And of course, science is supposed to remain true to experience, to arise out of and return to experience as the final arbiter of truth. So it seems strange to populate the universe with entities which are in principle unobservable, unexperienceable, unsensible. Uh, I wouldn't take the step of saying that human consciousness creates matter and that quantum mysticism stuff where it collapses the wave function as soon as I turn around and look. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that there's a dynamic, emergent relationship that exists between my brain, my body, my organism, and the world, and that everything from sound to color to matter itself emerges out of that ongoing relationship between my living body and experience and the world. There's no matter independent of experience. As I said, that would be to populate the world with uh, entities which we are understanding as if they were perceivable, but really they're not. And Owen Barfield has written a great book about this very issue called a study, or excuse me, the subtitle is A Study in Idolatry. The main title is Saving the Appearances. Um, and I think it should be read by everyone because it sort of shows the hidden and really not so subtle, but subtle enough to go unnoticed by most people, um, the subtle incoherency of the sort of materialistic worldview which has um, taken over the popular imagination of our civilization at this particular point in history. Um, so yeah, check that book out. Maybe I'll post a link in the description to the Google Book edition of it. I think most of it's actually online. So, but yeah, I just wanted to chime in there with a few thoughts in response to Corey's video. So thanks for listening.